Hello and welcome to SoftIQ Technologies. In today's video, we'll be looking at how Odoo ERP can be used in a stationery and bookshop. Odoo ERP is a suite of integrated business management software with modules for POS, sales, purchase, inventory, accounts, e-commerce, CRM, manufacturing, and project management. We will be going through how Odoo can be used for these modules, and without any further ado, we are going to jump straight into the system. So this is the login screen for the system. So each user will have a username and a password. So once they log in, there are users who will be able to access all the features in the system, like an administrator. And when we come for the implementation, we'll first of all set up what we call master data. So the first master data we'll set up is the chart of accounts, which we can be able to set up your income accounts. Say for example, for a stationery and bookshop shop, you can set up your income to hit the different categories, let's say stationery, ICT, and furniture. You can also have your cost of revenue. You can also have your expense accounts, and also you can have your banks. So all these will set up for you as we come to do the implementation. Once you set up the chart of accounts, you can also set up what we call the journals. So journals will be like, for example, your journals for your banks, journals for the different accounts. And then once this is done, we can set up what we call the products. So for your products, you'll be able to give us your products in an Excel format, and we'll be able to import into the system. So a product like this, so we can see this is in a category called stationery. You can have its selling price inclusive, and you can also have its costs. Also, you can indicate, for example, if you want it to be available in the POS module, and also to be in which category in the POS module. So all of your products you'll be able to give us, and also for your information, you can be able to capture things like barcode. So for products which you can be able to sell using a barcode, you can be able to input also. And also if you have units of measures, let's say there are products which you sell in a carton or in pieces, you'll be able to give us. So once this is done, your products will be imported. Also here we'll be able to set up your customers. So for your customers, you'll be able to give us the various customers you have. And when creating customers, you can capture them either as an individual or as a company. And you can define, let's say for a company, mandatory fields like the PIN number and email. And for individuals, you can indicate maybe the mobile number should be mandatory. All this helps to ensure that there will be no duplicates. Also, you can define if the various customers have price lists. So if you have a price list, let's say you have wholesale and retail price list, you can set up also. Or if you have, let's say, schools, maybe that purchase your stationery or books, you can set up a price list. Also, you can define the payment terms that the customers will be getting. And also you can define currencies if you have customers who maybe purchase in different currencies. So once you give us all these customers, will be able to input into the system. The other master data you'll give us is vendors. So say for example, you can be able to give us your suppliers, also known as vendors. So when capturing the vendors, you can be able to indicate whether it's also an individual or a company, and you can define the purchase payment terms and also the currency you buy from this supplier. So this will be one of the master datas. Another master data also you'll give us is your users, where we will define all the users in the system, and also things like employees who will be able to access the system on the POS module. Now, after we set up the master data, the system will be ready now to begin trading. So we can begin by doing a purchase. So you can come here and do an RFQ or an LPO. Let's say you want to buy from this supplier. So you can choose the products you want to buy. So I can say I want to buy these products. You can define all the products you want to buy. If you want to buy 5 pieces of this, the price is 103, 5 pieces of this. So the system tells you the exclusive amount and the inclusive amount. You can be able to save this. And you can be able to send this RFQ via email to the supplier. Say for example, maybe you want also to, let's say, print an LPO. You can be able to print the purchase order and send to the supplier. So let's just have a look at how it looks like. So this is a sample of how the LPO can look like, and then you can issue it to the supplier via email. So once the goods come, you can come here and confirm the order. Now what it does, it creates a goods receipt here, which you can be able to come and you can define, for example, the warehouse where you want to receive. So the system also supports multi-warehouse. So you can have a warehouse, main warehouse, you can have one in Kisumu, one in Nakuru. So you'll just receive here, and in case the quantities that come are different from what you ordered, you can be able to adjust. For now, we'll just receive as the order. And then you can proceed to come here. Of course, when the goods come, they'll come with an invoice, so you can create a bill. So once you create the bill, you can capture the bill date, and also you can capture the supplier invoice number. And then you can confirm this bill. If you wanted to register payment, you can also proceed, but for now we'll just reach there. So that's the purchase process, and at each stage you can be able to know how much you owe your suppliers. And then after you receive these stocks, of course, your stock also goes up, so you can come and run your stock report. So the products, you can view the products for the various warehouses. So if you want to see stocks in Kisumu or stocks in the main warehouse, you can be able to receive them. You can be able to see. Also here, from here now, you can be able to say, for example, pay the supplier, and you can come here to that invoice. So the supplier is Ramesh. You can come here and open the bill, and you can register payment. Now when registering payment, you can choose which payment method you are going to use, and you can pay the full amount or partial. So in case we want to pay the full amount, you can just come here and say create payment, and it shows as paid. And if you were to go and run the statement for that supplier, you can come here and run a report called partner ledger. Okay, so it shows you that there was an invoice or a bill, which you can see here, that was for 1,500, and then there was a payment that was paid, so the balance is 0. Okay, now you may also want to issue some stocks from one branch to another, which you can be able to do that on the inventory module. So you can come here to the operations and say you want to do some internal transfers, and then you can say you want to do a new internal transfer. So you can say you want to issue from main to, okay, let me just check some stocks of what I want to issue. So let me choose okay, I want to issue some biros. So the blue TP and the green TP, I will issue 2 pieces of each. So you can come here under operations, you say you want to do an internal transfer, choose from main, you want to issue to Nakuru. So let me issue 4 pieces actually. And 4 pieces of this. So ideally this process can begin by someone in Nakuru doing an requisition, for you to now be able to move the stocks from one warehouse to another. Once this is done, you can be able to mark as to do, and you can be able to print out. So at this point you have just removed them from the main, but they have not yet updated the Nakuru stocks. So you can print out, let's say, a picking slip or a delivery slip, which can go with the stocks if it's a vehicle you are taking that's taking the goods from the main warehouse to Nakuru, so that once the goods reach there, they can be able to confirm that these are the goods that have been issued, and then someone from the receiving warehouse can come here and say validate. Now once they validate, now the goods move now to the actual destination location, which we can check. So if you come here and check stocks for Nakuru, we can see we have 4 pieces of the, this is the black biro, so the green TP and the black TP. Okay, so that basically is inventory. And also if you wanted to do stock take, the system allows also for physical inventory, that is stock taking, which we can be able to take you through. Now the next part after you receive stocks is selling. Now on the point of sale module, where we can do quick sales, you can come here and create a new session. Now once you log into the POS, you can have your users here. So each user can have like a password. So say for example, if you try, it also checks whether the password is accurate. So this helps so that if let's say you have users who are working in shifts, and maybe there's one POS user leaves, no one can come and start posting on their account, which is a good security measure. So for now I'll just log in. So now once you log in, you can have even the images, and then you can have the categories here. So let's say furniture, you can also have, let's say, different categories here at the top. And also you can sell using barcode, or you can search for a product. And also you can be able to see the images and the various categories. Now you can set up that the system does not allow any negative stocks. So say for example, you can sell this one has 8 pieces. Now if I try to sell this, it will tell me that this product is out of stock. So you have an option of even proceeding. So you have an option of, let's say, even saying on order, or you can say that even if it's not in stock, you cannot proceed. So say for example, I come here and say payment, it will tell me that this product is out of stock, so I have to remove it so that I can proceed. Okay, so let's just choose this one. So from here you can be able to just proceed to payment and choose the different payment method, then say validate. Now the receipt can look something like this, and you can just send it straight to the printer. And now you're ready for the next sale, so you can proceed to sell the next product. Of course, as I mentioned, products which are not in stock, the system may, although these are settings which you can disallow, but I think it's good practice so that you do not end up going to negative stocks. So this is the POS module, and then at the end of the day you can be able to come here and close a session. Now for some users, let's say they do not have rights to close a session, so maybe an administrator can be able to close the session, and they also have a password. Now an administrator can come here and close the session and indicate how much was collected. So of course now this money should reconcile with the money on the till. Then they can close the session. Now that's the POS module, and also you can do some sales using the backend, where you can do things like quotations. Say for example, we have some corporate customers, you can be able to do some quick quotations for them. So maybe they want 2 pieces of this. You can be able to define the various products. another 2 pieces here. Okay, so you can be able to save this, and you can be able to print out a quotation. So it can either have the name pro forma or a quotation. So say for example, maybe it's a pro forma invoice. So this one looks something like this. Was the pro forma invoice for this customer for these pieces of products, and you can have your terms which you can customize for you on your invoice. Now once the customer confirms the quotation, you can come here and confirm, and then you can proceed to do delivery notes. So you can do delivery. So if you're delivering all the products that are on the quotation, you can just have them the way they are. You can validate here. Then you can proceed to create an invoice. You can capture the invoice date. You can confirm this invoice, and once the customer is ready to pay, so you can also send this invoice via email, or you can just print it out. So that's how the invoice looks like. Now once the customer is ready to pay, you can be able to register payment. So say for example they pay, so we can also do integration to Mpesa. So but let's say for example they pay via cash, or let's say actually they pay via Mpesa. Maybe they pay partial. So you can capture partial payment also. So it indicates on the invoice that the amount is partially paid. And if you want to generate the customer statement, you can be able to come here also and just generate. You can then proceed to generate the statement. You can choose it's from which date to which date. So say for example I want it for the whole year. You can choose the customer you want to generate the statement for, and then you can print out the statement. So you can see here that there was an invoice for 1380, and then there was an Mpesa payment for 680.4, and the balance is 700. So that is how the system can be used in a bookshop. So that concludes our video for today. In case you have any questions or clarifications, or you'd like us to implement the solution for you, feel free to contact us at sales@softiqtechnologies.co.ke, and if you can subscribe and like our page, we will appreciate. Thank you.